Hey guys, Kid563 here with a special video for you. I have taken time with this video because I do watch this every year, and I've watched, I think this is my 4th season now, and I think this one has been very crazy. Although I just want to give my thoughts about this. So what I'm going to do, go through all the characters that were in it and my thoughts on the celebrities that were in this series, like my favourite trials, shocking moments, the best moments, and my overall rating. So what I want to do is my thoughts for I'm a Celebrity 2012, and I know that the show was already finished about last week. I want to say, was it last week? I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it was a great series. At the start, it did seem a little repetitive and stuff, which I'll get to in a minute, but anyway, let's just get to this. So the characters that were in it, we've had Brian Connolly, Nadine Dorries, I believe, sorry if I mispronounced that, Lamal, Linda Robson, Colin Baker, Helen Flanagan, Rosemary Schrager, Hugo Taylor, Eric Bristow, David Hay, Ashley Roberts and Charlie Brooks. So, and as I just read all those names, that is the order in which you know, they all left the camp, because like every single day they get results on who will be leaving the camp next, and whoever's in the final, so it's like 2 people, they will get to be either king or queen of the jungle, in which we've had 2 females in the final, in which became one of them became queen of the jungle, which is pretty impressive. So first of all, we've got Brian Connolly, who well, he didn't leave the camp, it was withdrew. The results were withdrew. Didn't really know about him as much, but I can say he was alright during the first few days, and he did that Dingo Dollar Challenge, that was okay. Nadine Dorries, I thought basically she was going to brag on about politicians, MPs. I'm not into that kind of stuff, so, but when she did the food trial along with Helen Flanagan, that was pretty impressive, and but overall she's got to be my least favourite celebrity in that group this year. Next part is Lamal, who entered along with Rosemary, and Lamal and Rosemary had to stay in this kind of hotel shack thing, and there was like loads of rats everywhere, there's cockroaches everywhere, spiders. They had to stay there for the night, like they had to sleep there, and apparently they stayed up all night, which was pretty funny, to be honest. But you know, and when I found out, like, oh okay, it's Rosemary Lamal, I said, who the hell is this guy? And it's like an 80s pop group, but so I don't really know the name, I don't want to bother pronouncing it and stuff. And he only lasted about like 7 days into the jungle, which is pretty early, to be honest, for him to leave, but he was okay. Next up was Linda Robson. I didn't really mind her as much. I believe she didn't do any trials, but at the end, like where she had to give her thoughts, like who does she want to win for I'm Celebrity 2012, it was a bit funny. Like she said, like about Eric Bristow, like he has Tourette's because he swears a lot and such, and does insults to other members of the camp, which was pretty funny, but I didn't really mind her. Next up was Colin Baker, who appeared to be like an actor from Doctor Who, and it's pretty funny. Like, I believe he had to team up with, I don't know if it was Eric or Hugo. No, I believe it was Eric, to be honest, where he had to start rapping and everything, trying to do like a I don't know what it is. It's like an audition thing, and he starts rapping. It was just so funny. But overall, he seems like a nice person, and he's pretty funny. Though he has to be a kind of a gentleman, but still, he's still a really good celebrity to be in that this year. He was okay. Next up to leave, which was Helen Flanagan, and you guys are going to be thinking, oh my god, why does she have to be in this? Because let's face it, they do this every year. People who have phobias with insects and stuff. For me, I do have phobias with spiders. You know, so I can see them, but I don't want to touch them or anything, because I just get, you know, scared shitless. Even when it comes to snakes, I can look at them, but I don't want to touch them. It's even with stuff like comedians and lizards now. I did used to hold lizards all the time, but now I just have gone through this phase where I just don't want to touch them for some reason. But I think the most worst phobia is spiders, to be honest with you guys. And Helen Flanagan, we've seen her for the trial. She did the grave, like she had to sleep in his coffin, sorry guys. Well, she had to lay in his coffin, and once the trial started, they started putting the first few insects in. When the first few insects started to come in, she forfeited the challenge. I was like, what the fuck, are you stupid? And then the next one, she was voted again for that food trial with Nadine again. It was okay, to be honest, and then afterwards she was like, oh, I can't be bothered with these trials, and then why the fuck are you bothering to do this? And then afterwards, I think it was like 3 to 4 days straight, the camp was very hungry, and they started saying to her, okay, you really need to do this now because we're so hungry. And then she came back with 12 stars. Like, she's kind of like, she acts like a child in the group, but you know, a 22-year-old female. Also, she got a record for like the most voted for person to do the trials and fail them, which is pretty funny when I found that. But yeah, she was pretty annoying, and afterwards she was okay, and then she left. But I actually thought to myself she was going to be somewhere in like the final 4 or something, but apparently she left early. But yeah. Next up is Rosemary Schrager. First of all, I didn't know as much. Also, as I know now, she's a celebrity chef. I find her, and also my mum, because she has told me, my mum finds her funny, in which I also do find her funny. Had a record for losing the most weight, because it was in the Dingo Dollar Challenge, and people voted like for Colin, that he's changed a lot, but apparently it was Rosemary that lost like lots of weight. But Rosemary is funny. I think the reason why she got voted, and you can agree with me on this, is she had to do a Dingo Dollar Challenge with Hugo, and she had to sit in this bath and trying to use this soap, scrubbing all scrubbing the soap over her in order to get the code, and I think that was why people voted her out. It was like, okay, this is too much. So you know, she's pretty funny. I pretty much wanted her to be in the final, somewhere between final 5, final 4. I didn't mind, but apparently, you know, she had to leave. Next up is Hugo Taylor. Again, another celebrity who I didn't mind. Apparently, during, I think it was arguments with Rosemary, and then you got Eric Bristow and stuff. I just found him pretty annoying when it comes to speaking his mind on stuff. But you know, I didn't really mind him, but still, I just didn't really enjoy him as much. Next up, Eric Bristow, of course. He's blimmin' insults to the rest of the camp. Also, I did find some of these insults funny. When he said something to Rosemary, then he had something said to Helen. You know, he's a pretty funny guy. You know, professional darts player. He did very well in the trials and such, but you know, pretty funny guy, and he had to leave. You know. Next up is David Haye. Of course, being successful in the trials. Also, we know he got bitten by that bandicoot when he had to put his hand through these holes in order to get half the stars, and bandicoot bitten him. That must have been pretty painful, and you know, he had to leave at the final 3, and I was completely shocked because I thought he was going to be like in the final 2, like the final, you know, the final episode. And when I heard that David Haye left, I had the complete same face on Ashley Roberts and Charlie Brooks' face, like, oh my god. And then I started shouting, it's like, what? It's like, oh my god, I can't believe this, like, David Haye leaving 3rd place. Like, oh my god. But it was good to see him in there. Next up, of course, who came 2nd place, Ashley Roberts. She was pretty random, including like the door-to-door game. Like the first door, like she did it along with Hugo. First door she opened, it was a pizza, and then she took it, and then she ate the entire pizza with Hugo, which is pretty random, to be honest. You could have picked like different doors, and you know, I quite liked Ashley during that time, including the dancing like she was doing. Don't You Wish Your Girlfriend Was Hot Like Me? With, like the rest of the camp, you had Colin doing it, you had Rosemary doing it. That was pretty funny. And then, of course, we've got the winner, Charlie Brooks, actress from EastEnders. Speaking on mine on things which I obviously know, okay, because first of all I thought, okay, David's gonna win I'm Celebrity 2012, and then when I thought, when I found out he was leaving, I think, okay, my vote is on Charlie, and I knew she won. She spoke her mind. I know she did feel pretty gutted on that door-to-door, like she had the chance to meet her daughter Kiki, and apparently when David and Rosemary done door-to-door, they actually saw David's mum and Rosemary's daughter, and then when they told Charlie, she was like completely gutted. But overall, you know, Charlie Brooks, winner this year. You know, it's not, I find this a pretty good episode, to be honest. So overall, this will just be my best series of the year. Of course, we've had lots of funny things, insults and stuff. Again, the beginning was a pretty pretty bit stale, with Helen getting the trials over and over again, because you know it was obvious. And then, you know, it started to become either Eric, David and all that doing the trials and stuff, which is pretty good. What are my favourite trials? Probably the bedbugs trial, but I was pretty glad that David left first. I think it's before they put all the insects in. He goes, "I'm a celebrity, can you please get me out of here, please?" I was like, why are you leaving early? And you know, it's just bizarre that he had to leave early. Then we had like Rosemary just sitting there with like, I can't remember what she had. She was just laying there. He goes, "I will not be beaten," and you know, she had to leave. Funny thing I found on the bedbugs trial, like I think Hugo got snakes, I'm not entirely sure, and then Helen goes, "Oh, I love snakes," you know, and then no wait, yeah, Helen got snakes, and it goes, "Oh, I like snakes," and then you know, one of the snakes started coming close up to her, and then she just left. You know, that was pretty funny. The Cyclone, where it's like Eric, David, Ashley and Charlie getting up this hill, or slippery hill. There's loads of water coming everywhere, and they had to drag these stars in like a certain place, and the final person who actually tried to get the star up was like David, and he was actually running up the hill like Superman. I was like, wait, and you know, that was a pretty epic trial. I think Cyclone was like one of my top favourite trials of this year. Shocking moment, of course, David Hay leaving third place. Funny moment, probably Rosemary, to be honest. Like, she had to do the Dingo Dollar Challenge with Hugo, the bath trial. I thought, oh my god. So that is pretty much it, and my rating for this would probably be a 7.5 out of 10. Reason being, it was stale at the start, and then it decided to build itself back up, and it was a pretty good series. Charlie Brooks being the winner of this year. So yeah, it was a pretty good series. So that's it for my I'm a Celebrity 2012 thoughts video, and yeah, we'll see what goes on for next year, who will be in I'm a Celebrity 2013. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you for more videos.